great. You still see also presentation, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I usually like to start my presentation with the view from my window. And this is what I see every day when I look outside, and this nature when I live now in the countryside of Latvia. And if we go ahead, so I tell a little bit about myself. Short introduction: who am I, and what changes I have experienced in my life. And I start usually with this, that now I am representing companies in Zinzino, and we inspire change in life. And also big changes have been in my life, so I can do it very easily because it's almost my life actually. Because I was born in the middle of last century in Siberia, where my parents were in exile. Here you can see my mom and me, and I have grown up in a small town in Latvia, not countryside, but not far from the place where I am now living. Uh, very very quickly in my life, I understood that uh, education is the key. That only with education you can change something in your life, because my childhood was rather poor and not very pretty. So I decided to go to capital of Latvia and to Riga and start studying. And I decided, after some trials, I decided that I will stay with chemistry. During my studying process, I get married, and also children came in my life, and in our family. Uh, Maybe Irene can see here. One is Liene of these small small kids, and who she knows well, I think, and so I became engineer chemist uh, with specialty in creating and producing of pharmaceuticals, actually pharmaceutically active substances. And this work was rather good and also rather profitable, and I got possibility to travel in the world to experience some different adventures and to enjoy different places of the world in different ways. But then, close to the threshold of 60 years, my life started to change. Actually, it started to change already from 55, but then I experienced some health problems. Some serious health problems were found out, and for some periods I was dependent on some technical medical devices to save my life. And this was a moment when it was like a alarm alarm clock. Move your mind. You have to think differently, because uh, medicine and pharmaceuticals are not saving your own life. So you have to look around, and from here I started to go to find out the direction to the health. And the big helper there was Zinzino, and actually it changed my life very profoundly, because I was already out of energy on my threshold of 60 years. And um, after using this approach, and what I will tell you a little bit later, I get my energy back, my health back, and even possibilities to change my life. And here is my countryside, land of my ancestors, where I have returned back, and already after the age of 65 built my dream house, which is there is possible better life than in some houses in the city, because everything is independent, and all heating is automatic, and I can enjoy my last decades of my life, and also as a place where we can meet with my team, enough place for that and enjoy some nice moments together with them. And what is it that happened to me? What changed my life at one moment and almost killed me? Um, and what is happening to people in the world? And why is this happening? If we look at this is the diagram of what people die from. It was from 2023. I found these statistics. And here we can see very interesting pictures that 75% of people who died this year died from non-communicable diseases. Or, in other words, we can say it was lifestyle diseases. Only 14% died from different infections and other causes of the death. And it means that the cause of our suffering and cause of death of most of people in our century, in our time, actually is not coming from outside, but from inside. Somehow we are collecting these reasons within us, and they are killing us. For some, it comes quickly with heart attacks. For somebody, it comes very slowly and very painfully. With cancers, can be different. With chronic respiratory diseases and with diabetes, it's rather terrible situation and can be rather terrible for many years. Where it comes from? If we look in history, there was almost 2,500 years ago was living doctor and scientist Hippocrates. I don't know how to say it in English correctly. And it's they say that he has said that let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food. And actually, during these 2,500 years, nothing has changed, but something has changed. And what has changed our food. Food, what people are eating daily. And if for thousands of years and even for tens of thousands of years, humans are eating what they could get from nature, what they could collect, what they could catch. And this food was full of vitamins, minerals, and everything what is necessary for our body to rebuild it, to rebuild itself and to get a healthy life and to establish good immune system and good protection about against outside environment. Because for very long time, people have been living in rather harsh environment and also in rather dirty environment. If we compare with nowadays we are living in sometimes even in too clean environment. Very very important in this nature food was um, good proportion of healthy fats and good amounts of healthy fats in daily food. Nowadays, we are eating actually man-made food and artificially grown and artificially made. And the more it becomes more and more artificial and more ultra processed food, which is low in key nutrients, very high in sugar, which is actually narcotics of our society, but low in fibers and in very bad balance between healthy and saturated fats, which are making our cell system unhealthy very much. If we look at the also if we look at the products what we can get and what actually we can get even in the garden, because there are also some approach with growing these fruits and vegetables, then we can see that tremendous changes has happened in the end of last century, and it continues during our century also, because average amount of average decrease of active substances in fruits and vegetables is about 57%. And it has become in only 17 years' time. And now it's come, so it is already more than 20 years more. And this process is still going on. And we can see vitamins and minerals, which we usually people were getting from fruits and vegetables, are getting very much less. Some of them even more than 95%, more than 90%, but in average, as it is shown, 57%. And this is a big problem because because modern diet is very poor quality and very poor of necessary and non-replaceable elements for our health and for our body recovering. And we can see here rather interesting pictures on the right side. We can see people from Africa who are living in hunger, and we can see very well-fed belly in the right side, and of people who are eating very well and how much they want, but both of them actually are living in hunger, not in hunger of all nutrients, but in hunger of very essential nutrients, which we cannot, which our body is not able to create by itself, but we only can get them by eating them. And this also affects our children. And also from our food, our gut system, how our belly is working is also out of order. And these problems are the main causes of nowadays lifestyle diseases. Actually, if we look at such interesting names of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acid groups, which who in historically in our DNA system should be in proportion 1 to 1. By changing preparation of food and how people got them, this proportion has been disbalanced, and up to middle of last century, it actually went up to 3 to 1. So 3 times more omega-6 in our body structure than omega-3. It is still possible. It's still rather normal for living. It not disturbs us too much. But from 1960, it was threshold actually, and this threshold was because of agriculture and starting of industrial production of the food. We went over this proportion 4 to 1, and from this point, problems started to grow, and these problems started to grow very quickly, and it developed every decade very much, and in the end of 1990, it was already this disbalance was about 15 to 1, and nowadays it is around 25 to 1, and sometimes even more. And this is actually very, 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 very dangerous. How does it? How it is dangerous? Very, very short explanation that these both fatty acid groups should be in balance. Then processes in our body are going normal because both of them are responsible for different processes. If omega-6 is responsible for blood clotting, which is very, very necessary if we get some injury, not to lose all our blood and to die from that. It's also is responsible for stimulation of cell growth, because our cells has to develop and grow. It's also is development responsible for inflammation. Inflammation is necessary when we get some infection from outside. It's a protection system of our body, but it should be regulated, because from other side, omega-3 is responsible for blood thinning, not to our blood clot all this blood and get in hard piece and not move in our blood vessel systems. It's responsible for controlling cell growth. Nobody of us wants that in some part of our body, some cells would start to grow by themselves in uncontrolled way. It's the main reason of cancers. And the second one is the control of inflammation. If inflammation process in our body has done its job, it has to be distinguished. If there is no enough these distinguishers, in our body starts to grow uncontrolled in this proportion 15:1, uncontrolled inflammatory process. And this is, in other words, chronic inflammation, what we don't feel. Nothing at starts, we don't we feel nothing, we don't feel any pain, we don't feel anything. But it starts to grow within our body, and when it gets in full strength, it cuts in the place which every one of us is a weaker place, and it's usually it depends on genetics, and sometimes people say that these are genetical problems. The genetical problems can be switched on and switched off, and if there is inflammatory process is high, it finds out what is our genetic what how to say what could be the weak place of our genetic system. If it is strong, our genetics can be let away, and our body is able to control all processes. How could we know that we are safe, that we don't have this inflammation process in our bodies, this chronic inflammation? And this is nowadays, it was one of big surprises for me, because I know how complicated is our body structure analysis, not usual analysis which are done in our blood plasma, but our body structure analysis. For this is a chromatographical process. It's very expensive and very complicated. When I find out more than 11 years ago that it is possible to check, I was very surprised, and also it gave me some hope. Maybe I will find out what is problem of my problems actually. Nowadays we can make already different tests which are very easy to prepare samples, and which we send to very the best laboratory for such tests in the world, the most experienced laboratory, and we are happy to use this laboratory. There are many, not many, but some companies in the world are trying to follow us, but they have much less experience, and they are using much less advanced laboratories for these analyses. We can use this Vitas laboratory in Norway, and this laboratory is very well showing what is happening with us. Are we in danger zone, or we are in safe zone? Over this, actually below this proportion 3:1, when it is our safe zone, and if we go deeper, and this proportion grows bigger, we are in danger zone. And this is proved already by almost 2 million tests all over the world, that most of people nowadays, because of our daily food and our contemporary food, is out of balance. So it's very dangerous process for all the civilization actually. And if we look at these numbers, then in Europe, 95% cannot get normal test. And in other parts of world, it is even worse. How to find out our personal test results? We can see them on mobile phone. We can see them on our laptop, because it's in laboratory system. We can read it about 2 weeks after we send our sample to the laboratory. We can get very detailed results. Here you can see my results and this is also, when we make this test, we can see these results anytime until the end of our life. We can make several tests and we can compare how they change. Here and here is, there are very many important information, but the simplest way how to read these tests, when we open it in laboratory web page, we can see these 6 squares, and we can see different colors on them. If these squares are green, we are in balance. Everything is okay. If yellow color appear, we are already in danger, because our body structure is starting to break down. If red color occurs, actually it is already very dangerous. We have to do something very quickly, because it's not much time for playing games anymore. You can see that this test is made for me on the top right corner, 28 November 2014. I just today opened the laboratory web page and took out this screenshot from the page. So I can open it now, and I have made more than 20 tests there. And now it's already, my results already are this way. They are completely green. And they are not only last year when this test was made in the May of 2025, when I was 70 years old already. But it was green already about 5 years before that. Before that, it little bit was unstable. From time to time, yellow color showed up, but now I am very carefully paying attention to my supplementation of my food to get all the time green results. I will make a test result also this year, but I am almost sure that it will be very important. Here, the most important things are omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Here it is 1.5 to 1. It's much better than 3 to 1. I consider that for my age, it's very important, and I know it from my experience how much it has changed my life. And omega-3 index is 10.7%. Around 10% is the best result. Over 8% it becomes green, but I am trying to keep my percentage around 10%. As we saw in previous, omega-6 to 3 ratio was 11 to 1. Nowadays, it's already not so often that this disbalance is so small. It's many times it's much bigger, and people are getting ill and getting these lifestyle diseases much earlier in their life. Not in 60 years or 50 years, but younger generations are getting them already in 40 and even in 30 years. My omega-3 index was 4.5 to 1. Nowadays, I can see rather often that this index is even below 3%. and sometimes even below 2%. And this is absolutely complicated life also from life quality. And many young people are struggling from youth with health problems. If we go further, where we are today, if we have unbalanced omega 6 to 3 ratio, how to fix it? What can we do? We make our tests and we find it out. What can we do? There actually it doesn't matter what we take and what we eat, which can bring omega-3 into our body. But from my experience, up to date, the very best and the easiest way is using Zinzino balance soil. I was skeptical 10 years ago, and I thought that I could do it with different products also. But my first experience also was when I made this test, I was using fish oil from pharmacies, different ones. I didn't know how much, I didn't know how to control it. I was using more than 5 years rather regularly. And as you saw, my disbalance was 11 to 1. With this balance oil, we can get into balance. We can go even from disbalance 20 to 1. We can go into balance if we use properly and necessary quantity. We can get in 4 to 6 months, actually, we can get in balance. And this is a shortcut, how to save our life. It is the best insurance of our life. Uh, People are different and our bodies are reacting different. So we have different products, how to bring in omega-3 in our body. It depends on but I will not talk about it much today because it will take too much time. And as I told, in about 120 days, in about 4 months, we can bring omega-6 and omega-3 in balance, and it is normalizing our brain function, our hair and bone quality, heart function. It's very important because this is the most, this is killing people the most. Skin elasticity, inner organs work. Our gut system is also struggling very much nowadays. I will tell it later. And joints and muscles work because joint joint pain is also very often for people over 50 years of age. And if we balance omega 6 to 3 ratio, what is the next problem? The next problem is actually unbalanced gut microbiome, and this is also depends of insufficient amount of fibers, which are food for our bacteria, which are inhabiting our body, and we are holding them in hunger. If we see that recommended intake of daily intake of fiber, of food fibers, which is food for our bacteria, is around 25 to 35 grams per day. So average fiber intake is around 20 grams per day. If for some people it is even lower because people are done for people who are eating much these I forgotten a word. Ultra processed food. For them, it is even lower. If we eat many much vegetables and fruits, it's bigger. But usually, it's not. Don't get over this 20% in average. We can see in different countries. So in some countries are more poor. In some countries are a little bit more. What can we do here? We can add additional additional quantity of fibers and the different types of fibers. It's very important that these fibers are not in one way, that we not eat only inulin, which is not enough, which will feed some group of our bacteria, but little bit but different. At least 5 to 6 types of fibers should be mixed. And we have very nice product, Xenobiotic, which is actually wonder product made from our of our scientists. And this is giving different types of fibers we can read here. If we and this also we can check with test, which is also showing results. But we very often we can feel very well and very fast that we are improving our gut health. If we have balanced omega-3 to 6 ratio, if we have balanced our fiber and our gut microbiome, what is the next point? The next is unbalanced intake of the essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and phytoextracts, as I showed before. Then in many fruits and vegetables, this active substances, amount of active substances has dropped very much. How we can fix it? We can see that here is also information what I already told, that nutrients values are very low in food. And one of our scientists, Dr. Paul Clayton, who is actually one of top food scientists. He is pharmacologist by education, actually, but he has been even food consultant of royal family of United Kingdom, and you know how long Queen was living, and it's so we can trust this scientist. He has made this product X10 Plus. All this product, and actually, if we would like to eat all this with vegetables nowadays, we should eat about 8 kilos vegetables daily. Who can do it? Raise a hand, please.
No way.
So we have balanced our omega fatty acids. We have balanced our microbiota, and we can balance our essential nutrients. Now we have used Zinzino Health Protocol. These 3 simple products are the most important for our health, but the most important actually is omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, because it's the most dangerous if it is destroyed. I would like to mention one more product, which is known for scientists even longer than omega-3 fatty acids and different other things. It's extract of Afron. And this is a natural nootropic food supplement, which is ensuring our brain function better and easier. And it is ensuring our happy life, good sleep. And actually, we could say it's spa for our brain. Health benefits for every stage of life, and even before the birth. It is very important, because when young people are planning to get children, they should be in balance to ensure healthy next generation. When child are developing, omega-3 is the main the construction material for the growing brain, for developing brain and immune system, for developing good brain function. Later, it's immune and heart systems are later joint problems. So it is very very important for every stage of the life. And let's shape the future of nutrition together. Let's help ourselves. Let's help our next generations to be healthy, because they are in bigger dangers than people in my generation. Actually, if I would not meet this approach to health, I would not be talking to you, because I had several times when this lady with how do you say, who is killing everyone, was knocking at my door and told it's time to go. And I told, no, I have find the way how to save myself. I wish it also to you because with Zinzino we can inspire change in life and change in also change in our health. My time is almost over. I have about 2 minutes. Maybe you have some questions what I can explain, explain in these 2 minutes.
Right, I would like the first question to ask, please.
Yes.
When this product, when was it produced the first time, and where it's being produced now?
Balanced oil is produced in Sweden. Uh,
Right?
and because this company is established in Scandinavia, and the main production is also here. In production of balanced oil, we use fish oil from small ocean fishes because small fishes are um, more efficient and they are not collecting so much heavy metals also. And put it together with special grown olive oil from olives, which is grown in Spain, in Greece, in special plantations, and it ensures that omega-3 is called how to say in safe way. Actually, as you know from history, fish oil was used also already in 19th century. So it is known that it is important all a very long time ago. So it's
Indeed.
last minute, maybe something more.
Alice, can I take it in capsule form?
Yes, you can take it in capsule form also. Yes. We can discuss it with Irena how to do it better, and I think it will be switched off soon. So thank you for your attention, and I hope that I have explained something a little bit more than it was known before that. Yes. Okay. Have a nice evening.
Very much.
And
Thank you for your time.
I can answer questions later by WhatsApp or